Hello there, and welcome to another ItzCorn Brawl Stars video. In today's video, I figured we would switch it up a little, and for that reason, I decided to do a Brawl Stars tier list once again. But this isn't just any regular Brawl Stars tier list, because I am going to be ranking every brawler based on how smart they are. By the way, sorry if my voice sounds a little bit different. I am recording this video on my computer, but the different should be like a better different, so that's nice. Anyways, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for Leon in your next box. Absolutely guaranteed. Nah, I'm just kidding. But for real, liking, commenting, and subscribing really does help out the channel a ton. So if you could do that, I would really appreciate it. Oh yeah, one more thing. I also have a Discord server if you'd like to join that. The link's in the comments. Anyways, let's get into today's video. Alright, as you guys can see, I am at the Brawl Stars tier list for, how smart they are when I'm going to rank them. And, by the way, if you guys want to do this, just go to tiermaker.com and then, look up Brawl Stars tier lists, and you can make your own tier lists and then share with the community or something. I don't really know how that works. I just figured I would mention it. Anyways, as you can see, I've made the categories Absolute Genius, Pretty Smart, Averagely Smart, Not Smart but Not Really Dumb, and then Very Dumb. Let's start out with 8-Bit. I feel like 8-Bit, since he's a robot, most robots aren't dumb, but he just doesn't seem like the smartest robot to me. So I'm just going to put him at an average level of smarts. I have no reason for him to be a genius or dumb, so. Next up is Amber. I honestly feel like she would be pretty smart just because, she just seems like a normal human, so she's probably pretty smart. Barley, he is like a bartender, but for his voice lines, they just don't seem like they're I don't know. Doesn't seem like he's very smart. So I'm just going to put him at not smart, but not really dumb. Obviously, I can't take a full minute for every one of these brawlers, or else this video is going to be an hour. So next up is B. I'm just going to say she's average because, once again, she's pretty much just a human. She likes bugs, I guess. That's a thing. Anyways, next up is Belle. I'm going to put her at not incredibly smart just because I feel like she just isn't that smart. I don't know. Just something about her. I feel like she just kind of doesn't. That was an amazing explanation. Go ahead and quote me on that. Next up is BB. I'm going to have to say BB is also averagely smart. Now, in school, I feel like BB would be that person who's super cool, so doesn't try in school to look cool. So, for that reason, I'm going to put her at not smart, but not really dumb, just because she would be average, but she wouldn't try in school, because that's just the type of person that I feel like BB would be. Next up is Bo. Honestly, Bo seems kind of smart. He's an archer. He probably made his own bow. He just seems like an outdoorsy person who's very good at making stuff. So I'm just going to have to put him at pretty smart, because he just is. Brock, once again, I'm going to put him at pretty smart. Brock also is pretty funny. His voice lines, at least. But anyways, I'm going to put him at pretty smart because he probably made his own rocket. I'm just going to go off of that assumption because he loves his rocket so much that he probably made it. Next up is Bull. I'm not sure if that needs an explanation or not, but Bull doesn't really know how to talk that well, but he's super strong. In those movies when they have the football player, and the football player is just super good at sports and stuff, but he just isn't smart. That's what I feel like Bull is, okay? He's really good at stuff, he just isn't that smart, is what I'm gonna have to say about Bull. Next up is Buzz. So if you've watched any of my random useless Brawl Stars facts, you would know that Buzz has stitching on his back, and that probably means that there is a human, not an actual dinosaur that everyone thinks Buzz is. So I'm gonna put him at averagely smart because he just seems averagely smart. Next up is Byron. He's a genius, man. Byron, okay. he just seems very wise, you know? Like, you see those, like, old guys in movies that are just, like, always be giving the wise, like, words. That's what I feel like Byron would be doing, because, I don't know. And he's, like, a sorcerer, so you probably have to be kind of smart to do that type of thing. Like, you have to have, like, an amazing memory and, you know, be able to recite lyrics and stuff. So I just think Byron would be an absolute genius. Oh yeah, by the way, I don't know if you said this in the beginning of the video, but let me know what you guys think about this tier list and other tier lists, because I'm willing to do more of these. I think these are kind of fun, actually. Carl. Carl's an absolute genius. I don't know what I was thinking. I was going to put him at averagely smart, but Carl is an absolute genius, and I have my reasoning for this, okay? He is absolutely obsessed with rocks and geology. So, and his voice lines, he just sounds like very smart. Like, he always talks about, like, rocks and gems and geology and stuff like that. So I just feel like he would be an amazing student and be very, very smart, is just how I feel about Carl. Colette, look, I have to put Colette there just because, I don't know, she just doesn't feel like she's that smart to me. Alright, next up is Colonel Ruffs. Now, here's the thing with Colonel Ruffs. He's a dog. So, like, if we were ranking this based off of how smart they are because, like, they're an animal or something, he would be an absolute genius because he can talk and he's a dog. But because we're just ranking them all based off of, you know, how smart they are just in general, I'm going to have to put him at average because he's pretty average. Next up is Colt. Once again, going to have to say average. There's nothing that would make him smart, but there's also nothing that would make him stupid. Crow. Ooh, this is a really tough one. I don't think he's very dumb or an absolute genius, but I kind of just feel like he's very smart because, you know, Crow, I feel like he would be that guy that's, like, kind of sneaky and doesn't try that hard, but when he does try, he's, like, really good at the things he does, and he's really smart. So I'm going to have to put Crow at pretty smart. Next up is Dynamite. Look, I love Dynamite as a brawler, one of my favorite brawlers in the game, but he just isn't smart, you know? His voice lines are just very funny. You know, he's a great brawler, very good, very fun to play. I just don't think he'd be that smart. Kind of like Bull, you know? Next up is Edgar, and I'm going to have to put him with BB in the not smart but not really dumb category because here's the thing. Edgar, I kind of think that he would be averagely smart or pretty smart. But again, I feel like he would just be that kid who doesn't try at all. So he just wouldn't be that smart. I just don't think he would. Next up is El Primo. See, I'm kind of feeling like he's not very dumb. He's not like Bull and Dynamite. So I'm going to put him at not smart but not really dumb. Just because, you know, he's kind of like Bull, but he's smarter than Bull. Best way to put it. Next up is Frank. Frank is also very dumb. I mean, can you blame him? He's a Frankenstein. But, like, he doesn't talk, probably because he doesn't know how to talk, because, I don't know, he got, like, turned into a Frankenstein and got his memory erased or whatever. But, you know, Frank, he's a big guy who's very strong, kind of actually good. I'm not going to lie. I think Frank's kind of good. But he just is kind of in that same category with Bull, not very smart. Next up is Gail. I'm going to have to put Gail at a solid, pretty smart. No, Gail's a genius, okay? He's not quite as much of a genius as Carl and Byron, but he runs his own business with, you know, Mr. P and Lou. And he's, once again, older, and I just don't know why. I feel like these old guys with beards are just very wise, except Dynamite. But these old guys with beards up here at the top, they just seem smart. They just do. I'm going to have to say Griff is pretty smart. You know, he probably knows a ton about money because he's an ATM machine. See, he just seems very smart about certain things, and for that reason, I'm going to put him at pretty smart. Next up is Jackie. See, I'm kind of tempted to put Jackie in the very dumb category, but I don't think she's, like, very dumb. So I'm just going to put her in not smart, but not really dumb, but she's almost in the very dumb category, okay? Next up is Jessie. I'm just going to have to say Jessie's pretty smart. I mean, she builds her own stuff. She's a mechanic, so you have to be kind of smart to be a mechanic. Next up is Leon. See, I'm going to put Leon in averagely smart because I feel like he's like super sneaky, but he's kind of smart, you know? So I just kind of feel like those things aren't two good things to have together because they kind of like hurt each other. So I'm just going to put him at averagely smart. Next up is Mr. P. Mr. P is a businessman, so he's going to be pretty smart. He's got that briefcase. Mr. P just got the drip. He is definitely a pretty smart. Pam seems pretty smart, okay? She like gets stuff from a scrapyard and makes it into healing items. I mean, I think that makes her pretty smart. Next up is Penny. All right, I put her at very dumb, and this is probably gonna have some people mad, but the reason I put Penny at very dumb is because she's a pirate. Pirates can't go to school, so how are pirates supposed to be smart, you know? Like, she knows how to talk, and, you know, she's learned the basics, but she probably doesn't go to school because she was a pirate. So that's why I have Penny at very dumb. Next up is Sandy. I don't want to put him at very dumb. I do not want to put him at very dumb. But at the same time, all he does is sleep. You know what? I'm going to have to put him at not smart, but not really dumb. But it was close, okay? Next up is Shelly. Once again, not smart, not dumb, average. Spike. I don't think Spike is that smart. I just feel like he really isn't. Like, he's like a cool guy, you know, very chill. He seems like he'd be a nice guy. He just doesn't seem that smart. But can you blame him? I mean, he's a cactus, so. Next up is Sprout. Gonna have to put her in the average because, once again, she's probably like Rosa and Bee, knows a lot about plants, that type of thing. Next up is Squeak. Look, I'm sorry, Squeak, but Squeak just doesn't seem smart to me. First of all, he's literal slobber. He's made of Colonel Ruff's slobber. And second of all, he doesn't know how to speak. I mean, his voice lines are super cute or whatever, but I just don't think Squeak is smart at all. So I'm just going to have to put him there. Next is Stu. Where am I going to put Stu? I kind of feel like Stu would be like the athletic guy that's also pretty smart. So I'm just going to have to put Stu in the pretty smart category because that's just what I feel like he would be. Next up is Serge. Serge is a partier, so I just don't think... I love Serge, probably my favorite brawler in the game. But he just probably isn't that smart. I mean, I'm sorry, Serge. You're just not. Next up is Tara. Tara's kind of like a fortune teller. So I think that she would be just average, you know. What she does doesn't really make her smart, but it doesn't make her dumb either. Next up is Tick. I just don't think Tick is going to be quite average, but he's not very dumb. Hopefully this tier list was like fun to watch. If it wasn't, then, well, that's sad. But leave me some other tier lists in the comments about what I should do in not previous videos, the next videos, and yeah, that's it with the tier list. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. As I said earlier, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you didn't already, because it really helps me out. Also, you can join my Discord server, link in the comments, and yeah, sorry if this video isn't edited very well. I'm on my computer and I usually edit on my phone. Alright, peace out.